high school hoops is heating up on the hardwood. Plus, hockey, Henkels, and our end-of-season basketball SFBN awards. Next on Varsity Voice presented by SFBN. Catholic League and the team that everybody's talking about. One final thought, let's get a big, bold prediction. Welcome to another edition of Varsity Voice presented by SFBN. I'm your host, Ari Bluestein, and Frankie. Before we look ahead to the state tournament, I wanted to recap some games that we covered on SFBN, starting with the city championships on Friday, February 26th. And you know it was a triple header. Comaligan defeated Mastery North in 2A. Roman beat King in 4A. But how about Del Val knocking off New Magaretti for the 3A title?
Yeah, it was a crazy game. Del Val had 3 players for 20 or more points, and it was their 17th consecutive win.
Yeah, they beat Imhotep and Constitution and New Magaretti in that run. Just a great run heading into the state tournament for the Warriors. Now, we also covered the private school championships on SFBN on Saturday, February 27th. The PESA state championships were at Penn Charter locally in Philadelphia, and what a great game we had in the boys basketball championship. Westtown of the Friends League ends up defeating Germantown Academy of the Interact 73-65, but what a game.
Yeah, Westtown came out on top. They had Brandon Randolph with 26 points led the team, but for the GA side, you had Devin Goodman leading with 25 points.
Yeah, Goodman, the University of Penn commit, really played a great game, as did Kyle McCloskey and Evan Eric Longino. They each had 15, and they were dealing defensively with the 7-footer Mohamed Bamba on Westtown. So it was just really a great effort by GA and just a great game overall. Now, there's going to be a lot of great basketball coming up here in March, and I wanted to take a look at some of the state brackets with you, starting with the boys 4A bracket. And this bracket is just filled with great teams, but you start at the top with Plymouth Whitemarsh.
Right. You know, their only season loss was to CB West in overtime. You know, Xavier Malone could be a key player to take them all the way.
Yeah, he could. It's not going to be an easy path, that's for sure. You've got Roman Catholic looming as well, the District 12 and Catholic League champs.
Right, Roman Catholic. We've mentioned them before. You know, Nazir Bostic, Tony Carr, and Lamar Stevens. They just have a very strong trio right now, and I don't think they're going to be counted out of the tournament that easy.
Yeah, certainly not. I'm sure the defending champs are one of the favorites in this bracket. And going over to the boys 3A bracket, a lot of great local teams as well. We just mentioned the Del Val Warriors. You know, they are a very good team, but it's not going to be an easy path to get to the state tournament.
Right, and you know, they also might have an Imhotep rematch in the second round as well.
Yeah, it's interesting how they might rematch with one of the better teams from the public league that they had to beat to get to this point. And New Magaretti also in the 3A bracket. Holy Ghost Prep and Archbishop Carroll, all really good teams locally that have a good chance to make a run to the championship game. Now, over on the girls' side, in 4A, again, so many great teams, but at the top of the bracket, you've got Perkiomen Valley.
Yeah, after winning their districts, you know, they're going to come out on top. Another team that also might have a regular season rematch is Perkiomen Valley versus North Penn, and we could see that in the second round as well.
Yeah, we could. It's interesting. We see a couple of these rematches within districts in the state tournament very early on, and Cardinal O'Hara, another team, they're the first seed out of District 12, out of the Catholic League. They've got a tough first game with Abington, who's a pretty good squad as well, but O'Hara could be a threat to go all the way. Now, in 3A and 2A, I would think the favorites are the two teams that met in the Catholic League Championship, Archbishop Wood in 3A and New Magaretti in 2A.
Right, New Magaretti is the 2A defending champs. And, you know, Wood, after winning the Catholic League, I think that's the motivation they need to take all the right steps to take home the state title.
Yeah, of course, New Magaretti, they're the defending champs, as you mentioned, and Archbishop Wood did not make the state title last year, and we'll see what happens this year, and we'll see how it all plays out. But when we return, we will switch gears to the quintessential winter sport next on Varsity Voice presented by SFBN.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Bucksmont Indoor Sports Center is the area's largest indoor sports and event center with over 78,000 square feet of playing and expo surface. We offer year-round programs for toddlers to teens, as well as an extensive adult league program in a variety of sports. Celebrate your birthday with an unforgettable party. Choose from Nerf turf tag, bubble soccer, or a variety of activities for a party everyone will be talking about. Bucksmont is the first and only facility in the area to offer bubble ball soccer. See if you have what it takes to beat the bubble. Visit our facility, conveniently located in Hatfield, PA. For the love of the game, it's Bucksmont Indoor Sports Center.
I got the personal attention I needed, I had a lot of options when I graduated, and as far as I'm concerned, this is my dream job.
Ryder prepared me for my NBA career, and I also got the education that I need for life after basketball.
I had 6 teaching internships while I was at Ryder, and right after graduation, I started a career that I love.
Are you ready for prom? Well, SFBN is. We have partnered up with several local businesses to offer our high school viewers discounts on major prom-related purchases. Clark's Premier Limousine for transportation, the Men's and Boys Store for tux rentals, LB's Cuts for men's haircuts, In Good Hands Salon for hair and nails, and Dress Up Time for prom dresses. Go to www.sfbnprom.com to receive your promo code today. When it comes to high school sports, not many people think of ice hockey. But the players, both boys and girls, start at a very young age. To learn more about the game, we met with the ice hockey administrators for the Philadelphia area.
Battle for the puck at center ice. Westchester East has it into the zone. Rodier with it now. Behind the net. Lost it for a moment. Centering pass. Shot and he scores! And Westchester East is on the board first here this afternoon.
High school ice hockey is a club sport. We're not a member of the PIAA. And there's a lot of hurdles to that, such as Title IX. High school ice hockey is expensive sport to play, although other sports now do charge admissions and club activity fees. So ice hockey is not unusual as a pay-to-play type of sport. But ice hockey is starting to become more and more familiar to the schools, and a lot of that is because of some of the things we are starting to do on our end, such as following the code of conduct, attendance, and starting to follow the school policies in that regard. And I think as more we do that, we start finding a better relationship with our athletic directors and schools.
Well, it actually is a school sport, Ari, and in many of the schools now, it's becoming more and more popular. What that's evolved to now is that there's a critical enough mass of players that schools now can field teams of players from kids that were playing club. And it's evolved into middle school teams now, so kids are just playing high school that learn to play in elementary school or middle school. And what it means now is a kid that if you're the best football player, you play for the football team. Basketball player, you play for the basketball team. Now the kids that are the best hockey player in the school get to play for their hockey team, and it's actually the #2 draw at most schools in the Philadelphia area now to football.
In the Philadelphia area, there are 2 primary high school hockey leagues. The Suburban High School Hockey League, which is north of the Turnpike, primarily Bucks in Montgomery County, and the Inter-County Scholastic Hockey League, which is south of the Turnpike, primarily Chester and Delaware County.
The girls are up to 13 girls scholastic teams as varsity sports, And it's a great opportunity for the girls because we see more girls getting Division I scholarships out of high school hockey than we actually see boys right now. So it's a great opportunity for the girls, and with more and more girls getting into the sport, we now are up to 13 teams. It's terrific.
The Flyers Cup is an invitational tournament, postseason tournament, that culminates after each of the leagues finish their postseason playoffs. And it combines 3 divisions, the AAA, the AA, and the Varsity A levels. And at each level, there's different size or different numbers of teams that get invited to compete. And throughout a 2-week period, the winner of each level goes and competes in the state championship against the western part of the state. It's a huge trophy that's an original, and it's just a great event, and it's so exciting to watch. So we just ask everyone to come out and support the tournament.
Scholastic is our biggest growing division because what we see is where youth hockey used to be just for the real serious guy, you know, the dad played hockey or they have an interest in it or the kid wants to play. You know, it's a pretty big commitment. It's 1 or 2 practices a week and 1 or 2 games a weekend, fair amount of travel. What we've seen now though at the club level is there's probably 150, you know, clubs in the tri-state area, so these kids don't have to travel as far anymore. But the real future is scholastic hockey, elementary school and middle school and high school, where the kids can practice once a week and play once a week, and it's nowhere near as big a commitment. So we see that growing for the boys. The other level of growth for the sport of hockey is the female, and the girls getting involved. And the U.S. Olympic team, obviously the women's success of that has been really great for our sport to get more and more girls interested in playing the game.
Hey, you.
Who, me?
Yes, you. Do you like pro sports?
Yeah.
Do you like college sports?
Of course.
Do you like high school sports?
I guess.
Maybe you just don't know much about them.
Hey, voice in the sky.
Huh?
Where can I go to learn more about Philadelphia area high school athletics?
Just watch Varsity Voice every other Wednesday at 6 p.m. on TCN.
Pop Quiz is brought to you by Gear Up, a federally funded program designed to increase the number of students who are prepared to enter and succeed in post-secondary education. Gear Up provides early college awareness and academic support to students beginning no later than 7th grade, following them through high school graduation. For more information, go to www.philasd.org. Welcome back. It's time for the Pop Quiz, and our student this week is Rich Henkels of the High School Sports Show on 610 AM. Rich, welcome back.
Thanks for the invitation. I look forward to this.
So we had you on for football. Now it's time for some basketball questions. Are you ready?
Bring it on.
All right, here we go. It's time for the Pop Quiz. Question 1. The biggest surprise in the first round of state playoffs was blank.
Upper Dublin girls. I don't know, maybe surprise isn't the word, but you know what? I'm very, very impressed by those ladies. The Cardinals came back, a character win. They were down. They scored 1 point in the first quarter. Came back to win. Nicole Kaiser with the game winner with just a second and a half left. That's a character win. I really like what the Cardinals are doing.
I think that was a great win as well, but I went to the boys' side, and I went with Simon Gratz winning in overtime over Lower Merion, and the Bulldogs win that game over a team who went to the Final Four in District 1, so that was pretty impressive for me. So I went with Gratz over Lower Merion for my biggest surprise.
March Madness, close wins.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, question 2, multiple choice. Which of the following very good District 12 3A teams are most likely to win the state title? A, Del Val, B, New and Goretti, C, Archbishop Carroll, or D, Imhotep Charter?
No drum roll needed. This is Archbishop Carroll. And I think for all the right reasons, it's a sound team, but I think it's the tough loss against Roman in the Catholic League Championship game that really is going to get these guys going. They had an easy first-round win on last weekend. Tremendous team, well-coached, depth. I love Carroll.
I'm going to agree, and I'm going to say Carroll as well, simply because if you look at the bracket alignment, they don't have to play those other 3 teams we mentioned. And Del Val might play Imhotep in the next round, and Newman Goretti's going to have to play them maybe. So that might eliminate those teams and send Carroll right to the state championship against one of those teams. So I'm going to agree and say Archbishop Carroll.
Good draw helps.
All right, here we go. True or false? One of the District 1 4A teams will make it to the state title game.
True. And I go with Plymouth Whitemarsh. You know, we met Jim D'Onofrio and 2 of his players last fall. They hadn't even practiced yet. And what did I see? And my co-hosts on our show saw, quite frankly, chemistry. And they've shown it. 1 loss, and they blew out the team in their first game on Saturday or Friday night. I love Plymouth Whitemarsh.
I do too, and I'm going to go with true. And you have PW in there. Also CB West, although they have a tough take with Roman tonight. Chester as well, but they're going to have to play Springford tonight. But you've got a lot of really good teams from D1 in there. I think one of them, PW, probably the favorite, is bound to get to that state title game. So I'm going to agree and say true. All right, so let's stick with the true-false questions here, this time on the girls' side. More than one local girls basketball team will win a state title.
True. And the reason why is there's so much depth. You get right down to it, I think O'Hara is solid as a rock at the 4A level. I really like what they're doing. 3A, Archbishop Wood. They're going to make bookends out of that Catholic League championship and a state championship, no question about it. Newman Goretti, well, it's Newman Goretti, enough said. And at the 1A level, I really think Jenkintown has got a really good shot. So, yeah, true.
I'm going to agree and say true as well. Newman Goretti, yeah, for sure in 2A. They're the defending champs. They've got a real good shot. Archbishop Wood in 3A. And, yeah, you mentioned O'Hara in 4A. You've also got the District 1 teams like North Penn and Perkiomen Valley. They've got a shot as well. So I'm going to agree and say true. Final question here, Rich. Between the 8 PIAA classifications for boys and girls basketball, District 1 and District 12 will have a total of blank state championships.
I'm going with 4. I'm going 4 because I just think there's going to be at least a couple of girls winners. We just went through the list of them. And I think a couple of boys winners as well. There's too much depth. There really, really is. 1A might be the only place where there's a lack of depth, but for the most part, this side of the state is just plain packed.
I'm going to one-up you and say 5. And I think there'll be 2 girls, but I think there's going to be 3 boys. I think in Class A, Constitution has a real good shot, and we've talked about the 3A teams and 4A. Obviously, you have Roman and those District 1 teams we mentioned, and we just talked about the girls, so I'm going to go with 5. So even though we disagree on the final question, you pass our pop quiz. Congratulations.
I am breathing a sigh of relief. Thank you.
Rich Henkels, thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure entirely.
We'll be back with more here on Varsity Voice presented by SFBN.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
The Sports Fan Base Network, this area's leader in high school sports broadcasting, is continually bringing you the most in-depth coverage. Join us for Varsity Voice every other Wednesday at 6 p.m. on TCN, where we'll have interviews with players, coaches, writers, and more, plus analysis, highlights, and in-depth features on major topics in the Delaware Valley high school sports community. Tune in every other Wednesday at 6 p.m. on TCN for the best high school sports show around, Varsity Voice, presented by SFBN. Welcome back. In honor of award season wrapping up, we wanted to give out our SFBN awards. We gave out our football awards in the fall, honoring some of the best teams and players. And now we want to give out our end of season girls and boys basketball awards. Our first category, best coach on the girls side. The nominees are Andrea Peterson, Newman Goretti; Maggie DeMartelaire, North Penn; Mike McDonald, Archbishop Wood; Sherry Rediff, Germantown Academy; Tom Lonergan, Gwynedd Mercy; Kevin Costello, Shipley. And the winner is Mike McDonald of Archbishop Wood. Led his Vikings to a Catholic League championship over Newman Goretti after beating a good Cardinal O'Hara team in the semifinals. Great coaching job by our winner, Mike McDonald of Archbishop Wood.
And for the boys, the nominees are Jim Fennerty, Germantown Academy; Jason Harrigan, Del Valle; Jason Ritter, Downingtown West; Charles Greatsey, Abington; Chris McNesby, Roman Catholic; and Paul Romanchik, Carroll. And the winner is Jason Harrigan. Del Valle wasn't even on the radar at the beginning of the season, and now they are the Public League and their district champs.
And our next category, best team on the girls' side. The nominees are Newman Goretti, Friends Central, Germantown Academy, Perkiomen Valley, Imhotep Charter, and Archbishop Wood. And the winner is Archbishop Wood. For the same reason I just gave about Mike McDonald being our coach of the year, the Vikings winning the Catholic League championship over Newman Goretti started tough but finished strong. And our winner again is Archbishop Wood.
Yeah, 2 for Wood. Good for them. Now for the boys. The nominees are Plymouth Whitemarsh, Roman Catholic, Del Valle, Newman Goretti, Westtown, and Germantown Academy. And the winner is Plymouth Whitemarsh. They had one regular season loss to CB West, which went into overtime.
Great year for the Colonials, for sure. Our next category, most valuable player on the girls' side. And the nominees are Michaela Vaughn, Friends Central; Bailey Greenberg, Archbishop Wood; Mary Sheehan, Cardinal O'Hara; Bianca Dunham, Imhotep Charter; Sam Karanji, North Penn; and Alicia Kebby, Newman Goretti. And the winner is Michaela Vaughn of Friends Central. 6'3" forward, dominated the Friends League, only a junior, already scoring 1,000 points. And I'm so excited to see what she will bring in her senior year. Our MVP on the girls' side, Michaela Vaughn.
And last but not least, the most valuable player for the boys. And the nominees are Quade Green, Newman Goretti; Ryan Daly, Carroll; Xavier Malone, Plymouth Whitemarsh; Lamar Stevens, Roman Catholic; Devin Goodman, Germantown Academy; and Ryan Betley, Downingtown West. And the winner is Lamar Stevens. It was his first year with Roman, a very dominating year. He showed up really big in the Catholic League champs.
Congratulations to all of our winners and our nominees, and best of luck to those who are continuing on in the state tournament. Check out what's coming up on the Sports Fan Base Network. Well, that about wraps things up for this edition of Varsity Voice presented by SFBN. And Frankie, how excited are you for this state basketball tournament?
I'm excited. We got a lot of great teams playing. I can't wait to see who comes out on top.
And then right around the corner, we'll have our spring season as well.
Yeah, that'll be here before we know it.
Frankie, thank you for joining me here today on the show.
Of course, thank you for having me.
For Frankie Stokes, I'm Ari Bluestein. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Have a good night. Yeah, I think it's really going to be interesting in 3A with all those really good teams from the area.
Right, I think.
Select video equipment for Varsity Voice has been provided by DMP Video. DMP Video. You provide the moment, we'll capture the memories. For more information about our videography services, please go to our website at www.dmpvid.com.
The Sports Fan Base Network, this area's leader in high school sports broadcasting, is continually bringing you the most in-depth coverage. Join us for Varsity Voice every other Wednesday at 6 p.m. on TCN, where we'll have interviews with players, coaches, writers, and more, plus analysis, highlights, and in-depth features on major topics in the Delaware Valley high school sports community. Tune in every other Wednesday at 6 p.m. on TCN for the best high school sports show around, Varsity Voice, presented by SFBN.